Realistically, the St. Louis Blues need to win desperately because right now, the way that I am looking at it, because this is reality, they are going to miss the playoffs for a second year in a row, which nobody here wanted. So I'll talk more about their loss last night to the Jets and, of course, their game upcoming night against the Edmonton Oilers here on Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host of Locked On Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, where I talk to you all things about our St. Louis Blues. Here, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. To my everydayers, hello. I am so sorry about last night. Wi-Fi problems absolutely sucked, but I am here now because the Wi-Fi, we're surviving, kind of like the Blues right now, surviving. They are in a really bad situation where you only have 20-something games left of the regular season, and are they going to be able to make the playoffs in a very competitive, mind you, Western Conference and competitive Central Division? So I'll talk about the Blues and Jets game. I'm going to also talk about the Blues and Oilers tonight. So that's me in a couple hours and a reality check. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section. I am live on YouTube. Also, I am looking for somebody that's a season ticket holder or has gone to multiple games this season to please, if you can, reach out to me because I would love to have you on the show to talk to you about some things that you've observed throughout the season being down at the games. I do want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. And I love my friends over at Gametime, so I'm always happy when they sponsor an episode. Okay, so ideally last night, I think every single person went into this game knowing that the chances that the Blues were going to win were going to be kind of slim. And while I, went in knowing that, hey, obviously Winnipeg is the much better team, there was still a glimmer of, okay, what if the Blues could win? And I think the story goes how it usually goes with St. Louis, where in that first period, again, the dominance from the opposing team is substantial. Winnipeg was able to get 2 goals about a minute apart from each other, but then something happened where Pavel Buchnevich was able to get a goal, which cut the deficit to 1 goal. Okay, so Winnipeg was up to 1. And again, assisted by Marcus Scandella. And I'm happy that Scandella actually has done something productive because I feel like he hasn't done much. And of course, Robert Thomas on the secondary assist. Unfortunately, though, only a couple minutes later, Kyle Connor for the Jets was able to, again, regain the lead, making it a 3-1 lead after 20 minutes. Does this concern me? Yes. Why does this concern me? Because the Blues cannot, for whatever reason, and this has been happening quite a bit, survive a period, right? If they're going down hard. And that's how this first period was. It really was Winnipeg. In the second period, Brandon Saad was able to get a goal, again, cutting the deficit to 1. But unfortunately, that was the only big move that happened. And then in the third period, Winnipeg scored, giving them that 4-2 win. But going back after Buchnevich's goal, I was excited. I was like, oh my goodness. They have some life in them because it was a really nice goal. It was a good setup from Scandella, but evidently it doesn't matter. The Blues did outshoot Winnipeg, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And they were really dominant with the faceoffs last night, too. That's one thing that I noticed. But overall, the problem that the Blues really faced was just the fact that they couldn't come out on top. And, Braden Shen, you probably are like, Haley, has he done much lately? I mean, last night he had a fight. So I guess that's like a positive, maybe trying to build up the momentum. But I feel like Shenner hasn't done much, okay? I am very frustrated. Winnipeg has now won 4 games in a row. Obviously, they lead our Central Division now. which again, it just you knew that they weren't going to be really dominant against the Winnipeg Jets, but you still had that sense of hope of, okay, well, maybe, just maybe the Blues can come up on top. And that didn't happen. Are you surprised? No, I am not. And, watching the game last night, a lot of people were texting me, hey, Al, like, what do you think is going on with the Blues right now? Well, I think that you're playing against a Winnipeg team that has substantially better talent. I mean, Brendan Dillon, Kyle Connor, to name a couple. Um, really good players that at the end of the day are just better than what the Blues have. And Joel Hofer was in net last night. Actually, his hometown is in Edmonton. He saved 28 shots, obviously 4-1 in. And Thomas last night said, I think we played a pretty decent game. Um, so again, I don't know. Do I think it was a decent game? You can make the argument that for the team that they were going up against, it was a decent game. Definitely an entertaining game, but I don't know. It just right now, I can't look at that game and say I'm proud of how they played. Maybe if they went into the third period with a little bit more fire, a little bit more juice, and taking better shots, yeah, I could say, you know what, it was a better game, but in that third period, they just look so defeated. And maybe that's just me observing it, and maybe that's just me being like, why can't we get a puck behind the net? Because they did have plenty of opportunities last night. But come on, like, I mean, I'm not laughing, but it is kind not like funny, ha ha ha, funny, but it is a little bit, seriously. And that's the problem. It's a loss like that where it really just kind of digs at you and it lets you know, hey, listen, this team maybe isn't as good as you thought. Now, I have to say, I did not think that the Blues were going to come into the season being like one of the best teams. Same time, I thought they would have a little bit more juice. I mean, they missed the playoffs last year for the first time in 5 years, right? And a part of me was like, because they had opportunities, right? They had plenty of opportunities to really, be that kind of team that could the playoffs. But yeah, it's not a nice feeling, especially after last night and how the game went. And the Jets are fast on the ice too. And that's the other thing is that they're just so good. And obviously, when you're playing against one of the top teams of your respective division, you know, what can you really expect, right? And Hofer made some good saves last night, so I'm not denying him that whatsoever, but right now it's just kind of one of those situations where the Blues, they really have a lot to prove. And my and here's my other problem, okay? And listen, I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but this is the problem last night. I just felt the whole entire game that they knew they were going to beat them, okay? I got that sense on the ice last night. And last night, Drew Bannister said something. I mean, I have quotes from Banny because I was like, yeah, I'm going to put some quotes in here. I thought, there were two mistakes, and that's what really did it. I don't care about those mistakes. Those mistakes, sure, did Edmonton Cap I mean, did Winnipeg capitalize on it? Yes. But really, like, there's plenty of opportunities where the Blues could have come back and they did not. So it's really embarrassing, honestly. Like, and here's the other thing too. And I know I'm going on a bit of a rant and I do not care whatsoever, but you can't tell me. You can't tell me that this isn't frustrating hockey. I mean, Yesterday was the anniversary of when Wayne Gretzky became a St. Louis Blue years and years and years ago. This team is just not the same. Okay? Listen, maybe I'm being negative, and right now I do not care, but I'm going to try to remain positive because tonight there is another game that will be taking place. And luckily for you and for me, I feel a little bit more optimistic about this game. Keyword optimistic. Okay. But first, I need to tell you about my friends over at Gametime and let me know your thoughts on the upcoming game for tonight and what you think is going to happen against the Oilers. I love Gametime right off the bat. I love Gametime. And you shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event. Gametime is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you with killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seats, and their best price guaranteed. Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. They have last minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, so much more. I even jokingly say that you can buy tickets from the parking lot and pay the parking, wait for your tickets, and then boom, you get in for really a fraction of the cost. So this is what you need to do. You need to take the guesswork buying tickets with Gametime, download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. So, you know what's not guaranteed? A win, okay? Here's the thing. I hate the Edmonton Oilers. Now, are they my least favorite team in the NHL? No, that's the Blackhawks. But Edmonton is up there. I respect Connor McDavid. Other than that, I'm just their organization as a whole. I could get into a whole thing about it. I'm just not a fan. Okay. The Blues need a win tonight, right? They do. And this is what makes me nervous about this game is that realistically, the Blues have been stuck, I feel like, at that 62 points. What are they doing? Seriously, what are they doing at this point? This is a joke, okay? Puck drop is in a couple of hours. And sure, Connor McDavid, TNT. I get it, okay? I get what's happening. But it doesn't make me feel any bit better whatsoever. And ironically, Jordan Binghamton is going to be in net tonight, and he's like unveiling a new mask, which good for Bennington. And I understand, right now, let's kind of shift the focus on the fact that this team is sucking and focus it on the fact that Jordan Bennington has a new mask. Now, the mask is really cool. I'm not going to lie. And, there's the Gateway Arc, and there's a bunch of cool things on it. And if you really look at it, you can tell how symbolic it is to St. Louis. And yeah, I love it, to be honest. And it's a really cool mask, but it also cracks me up so much because, of course, today, that's the big talk. It's Jordan Bennington's mask. Meanwhile, this team has absolutely been trash, but yeah. Jordan Bennington has a new mask. So that's riveting news. But let's talk more about this game tonight because I am frustrated. So this is what Bannister also had to say. If players aren't going to play the way we need them to, whether it's missing a shift or sitting out for a period or finding themselves in the stands, that's the directions we're going to have to go in. So I didn't talk about this when I was recapping their game against the Jets, but if you notice, Kasperi Kapanen barely played in the third period, and there's no joke, or not no joke, there's no secret, I should say, actually, that he hasn't been playing good hockey. And I think the frustration is real. And, this is what he said about Kapanen. He's a good hockey player for us, and we need to see him more. There are some instances in the last game where I felt like he was trying to force things, and less is more right now for him. This is a time where he can reset his game a little bit and get back to playing hockey that we need for him. We can't have him in the stands. He's too good of a hockey player. So, listen, I think that Bannister is being really nice, and I don't think that he's going to tell us the full truth. I'm sure he's frustrated right now with Kapanen, and who wouldn't be, okay? I think that Kasper Kapanen is a good hockey player, and I'm not denying that whatsoever. I mean, if you're in the NHL, you're a good hockey player, point period blank. But he hasn't been playing good hockey this season. And, he's going to be healthy scratch, which, it sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, it's the name of the game. Right now, the Blues, their focus is to win. And you're not going to win with a guy that's not showing up or making stupid mistakes and bad puck control. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not here to come at Kapanen in any way, but there's no secret. I mean, even when he was on the Penguins, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm just saying that he's been struggling tremendously. Okay. So I'm not surprised whatsoever that Bannister healthy scratched him. But I mean, this is a back-to-back tonight. And right now, this team, you're gonna hear these lines, okay? And I want you to breathe when I tell you these lines. Because I saw these lines, and you'll hear in my voice when I'm telling you what the lines are for tonight about how I kind of feel about it, okay? So in the first line, we have Robert Thomas like usual, and then we have Pavel Buchnevich on the left wing, and then Jordan Kyrou on the right wing. I've accepted that. Then we have on the second line, Braden Shen centering, and then on the left wing, Zachary Bolduc, and then Jake Neighbors on the right wing. Then we have Kevin Hayes, his third line. Now, you'll hear my annoyance. We have Braden Sott on the left and Alexei Torchenko on the right. And then we have Oscar Sundquist on the left, Nitika Alexandrov, and then Nathan Walker. Now, nothing seems, that out of the ordinary, but why am I frustrated? I cannot stand our third and fourth lines, okay? I like Nathan Walker, right? I like Sonny, and, but, I mean, you can't tell me that these third and fourth lines, oh my gosh, this is so intimidating. It's trash. And maybe it's like the quality of players that we have on the team where we can do so much. But, I mean, Bolduc in that second line, okay, I like that, okay? He's been playing well. I mean, anyone can play well when they're on the St. Louis Blues right now, it seems like. But how can you not switch up the third and the fourth lines when they're the lines that are the worst? Absolutely awful. Maybe you know what it is? It's not the lines, it's the players, and the trade deadline cannot come here soon enough. So on defense tonight for our first pairing, we have Nick Leddy and Colton Parayko, and I hope that Colton does not leave. I like Parayko a lot. Then on the second pairing, Torrey Krug and Justin Folk. And then finally on that third defensive pairing, Marco Scandella and Tyler Tucker. You may notice that Perunovich is not in the lineup. It is what it is, okay? But again, Bannister, what he said earlier, it could have very well been about Perunovich, right? With, needing players to step up. Now, I like Perunovich a lot, and he's one of my favorite players for now. I mean, I know that he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next season, but, I mean, Marco Scandella, like, really, like, whatever. And then Binnington is in net, so with a new mask. So, yeah, that's, woohoo, let's go Blues. Like, again, the things that people care about and don't care about, it's insane. But the Edmonton Oilers, they scare me. Okay. They went undefeated with a 16-game streak into the All-Star break. And in this month of February so far, they've been 5-5-1. So they've been giving up a lot of goals. Right? It hasn't been the best, but I mean, they're still a very good team. And that is what makes me nervous. Okay. And the Oilers, they lost 3 in a row. And yeah, but I don't like this. I mean, you have Drysdale, you have a lot of players that are just better, right? I don't know. Doug Armstrong is 200 wins away from 800 wins. Like, I don't care about that. McDavid now has 91 points this season. Do I think they're going to win? No. Do I hope they're going to win? Yeah, but do I think they're going to win? No. All right. I'm going to talk about some reality. I'm going to give you a reality check. But before I give you a reality check, I need to give you an eBay Motors check. eBay Motors check. What is that? I'll tell you all about it, baby. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance, from superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back, because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only. Available to U.S. customers. Are you ready for a reality check? Because I'm not. But as your host of Locked On Blues, I need to give you an unfortunate reality check. A reality check that is killing me, and a reality check that just hurt you deep in the heart. It's called the standings. I know. I know. Take a deep breath. I know. Now, the last time I talked about the standings, the Nashville Predators were below us with 60 points. The Predators now have 68 points. What do we have? We have 62 points still. Now, you might be wondering, Hale, how have the Predators done? I'll tell you. And it all began against the Blues. They beat the Blues. They beat the Golden Knights. They beat the Kings. They beat the Sharks. They beat the Ducks. They beat the Senators. That is a 6-game losing streak. I mean, winning streak, not losing streak. Winning streak. 6. When you beat teams like the Kings and the Golden Knights, yeah, I am concerned. 110%. Not good. So now they're on a 6-game winning streak. We're on a 2-game losing streak. Behind us is the Wild, right? Who have 62 points as well. So this is the reality that we're in. They lost to the Hurricanes and they play the Predators tomorrow. Who do I want to win that game? I would rather have the Wild so that way we can catch up to the Predators, but it's not good what's happening. The Arizona Coyotes are on a 13-game losing streak, so I can kind of say that they were officially kind of like done, right? So not much of a concern anymore. But yeah, right now the Blues sitting in a bad 5th position in the Central. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs. And I know that there's been, Blues fans go back and forth all the time. Like, I always see that. Well, okay, yeah, because this team has been back and forth all season, okay? There is no consistency with the St. Louis Blues. So, yes, us as a fan base, we're going to go back and forth based off of the fact that we don't have any consistency to go off of. But I don't feel good about this. This makes me nervous. I don't like it. Let me know what you think. Do you think that you're in panic mode yet? Right now, trade deadline is 9 days away. I say get rid of everybody, honestly, at this point. Focus on the younger guys because I'm done, okay? I am done with this inconsistent play of hockey. I'm over it. If this team seriously wants to be this inconsistent, then they're not going to even survive if they make it to the playoffs. So what do they have to do? Sell, and get draft picks and try to just really redo it all next season. Again, I'm frustrated, but it is what it is. All right, so puck drop is now in about an hour and a half. So get ready to watch hopefully a good game because it's going to be on the TNT and it's like one of the only 2 games tonight. So hopefully they don't embarrass us again on national television. With all that being said, I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully it will be a Blues win. Big hopefully. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And like always, let's go Blues.